Good morning, everyone. Not this Sunday, but the following Sunday, we'll be celebrating the solemnity of Saints Peter and Saint Paul. It's good to know something about these guys. And Paul, remember, was a Pharisee. He was well educated. He wrote beautifully. He wrote letters that we read, many of them. And he was a confident man. But he effectively was a Roman Jew. And so therefore, the way in which he got treated when he converted to Christianity was sometimes quite harsh. And he presents to us something about the values that we need to follow, particularly as he says there are some of the difficulties that he had to go through himself. In the second letter to Corinthians chapter 11, he says that he's been thrown in prison. He's been whipped several times. He was lashed 5 times. Now, when I talk about being lashed, he was beaten severely with a lash, which was at least 20 or 25 times at a time. So he was dragged back a few times. He was stoned and left for dead, and he didn't die, obviously. He was shipwrecked, and on many occasions was without food and without fresh clothing. So he lived in a pretty hard time, having come from an environment where he was a Pharisee, where he would have been in a place of privilege. He would have actually earned a good keep, and he'd be used to eating good food and living comfortably. Now he was being beaten and so forth, sometimes savagely. But he says, if I am to boast, let me boast of my own feebleness. Not to say, look how great I am, but, just let you know that things are not as good as they used to be for me, and I'm not complaining. I'm actually quite feeble, and that is what the Lord wants me to be. It puts things into perspective when we look at the gospel. It's Matthew chapter 6. Jesus says, store up treasures for yourselves in heaven. Where your treasure is, there will be your heart also. Essentially saying, make sure that your values are right, and if you're going through hardships in this life, just make sure that you understand that the treasures that you have in this life are not significant to the treasures of the next. And make sure that you're preparing yourself to be with the Lord in eternity. And store up the treasures there. What are those treasures? Ultimately, relationship with God, relationship with those around us, the values and the way in which we live our lives. Have a wonderful day. Keep yourself safe. We'll see you again. God bless. Bye-bye.